Listen, you might have just stumbled upon a voice you didn't even know you needed. My name is Julius King, and I would love to be your favorite narrator. You ever notice how the stories we heard as children take on a new meaning when we grow up? With all those simple lessons about good and evil starting to bleed in the shades of gray? Well, tonight, darling, I'm gonna tell you a different kind of fairy tale, okay? One that ain't meant for innocent ears, but for a woman who understands that sometimes salvation comes through darkness. Make yourself comfortable now. Let your head rest easy on that pillow. That's right, just like that. Close those beautiful eyes if you want to, or keep them open. Watch the shadows dance across your ceiling as my voice wraps around you like an old, familiar blanket. This is an adult bedtime story. Once upon a time in the deep south, where moss hangs from the cypress trees like memories that refuse to die, there lived a young woman named Belle. Now, Belle wasn't like the other girls in that small Louisiana parish. While they were chasing after the attention of men with money and means, Belle had her nose buried in books, dreaming of worlds beyond the suffocating boundaries of her hometown. Her daddy, a brilliant inventor with more vision than sense, had moved them there after Belle's mother passed. Just the two of them against the world, making do in a little shotgun house at the edge of the swamp. Belle loved her daddy something fierce, even when his creations brought nothing but mockery from folks who couldn't see the genius behind his failures. It was on one of those heavy summer nights when the air sits on your skin like wet velvet that everything changed. Belle's daddy hadn't come home from delivering his latest invention to a mysterious estate deep in the bayou, the kind of place locals whispered about with equal parts fear and fascination. Now, you know how it feels when words starts climbing up your spine, that cold finger tracing each vertebra until your whole body is alert with dread. That's what Belle felt as she saddled up her daddy's old horse and headed into the swamp, the moon cutting a silver path through the cypress trees. The estate rose from the mist like something from another time, grand columns strangled by vines, windows staring out like vacant eyes. Belle felt it watching her long before she saw the figure in the shadows. A man? No, something else. Something that moved with the grace of a predator but stood upright like a man. His face? Lord have mercy. His face bore the scars of some terrible transformation. Not quite human anymore, but still wearing the expensive clothes of the Southern aristocracy. "You're trespassing," his voice rumbled, deep and dangerous, like distant thunder. "Though I suspect you've come looking for the old man." Belle stood her ground, fear and determination wearing in her heart. "My daddy, where is he?" "Safe, sick with fever, but safe. The price for his freedom, however." The beast stepped into the moonlight, and Belle fought the urge to look away from the ruin of what must have once been a handsome face. "The price is you staying in his place." Now, darling, imagine making that choice, trading your freedom for someone you love. Belle didn't hesitate, not because she wasn't afraid, but because sometimes love demands we walk straight into our fears. "I'll stay," she said, "but you gotta promise he'll be cared for, taken home safe." The beast's laugh was a broken thing. "You Southern girls and your daddy issues, always so ready to sacrifice." But there was something in his eyes, surprise, maybe even respect. Days turned to weeks in that decaying mansion. Belle discovered rooms filled with books that hadn't been touched in decades, the pages whispering secrets of the family that once ruled this corner of Louisiana. She learned that the beast had been a man once, Gabriel Montgomery, heir to a fortune built on the backs of others' suffering. "What happened to you?" Belle finally asked one evening as they sat across from each other at a dinner table long enough to seat 20. "A curse," he said simply. "One I earned through cruelty and arrogance." "Who cursed you?" His eyes met hers across the candlelight. "Someone who recognized the monster I already was on the inside." Belle began to see beyond the beast's appearance to the broken man that lay beneath. A man fighting his own nature, caught between what he was and what he could be. And darling, ain't that the struggle we all face? The battle between our better angels and the demons that whisper sweet temptations? It was in the library one rainy afternoon when something shifted between them. Belle had been reading aloud. Faulkner, his words hanging in the air between them like Spanish moss. The beast's eyes had closed. His scarred face relaxed in a way she'd never seen before. "No one's read to me since I was a child," he confessed, vulnerability cracking through his usual defenses. "Then they've done you a disservice," Belle said, closing the book. "Sometimes the greatest gift we can give another person is to share the worlds we find in words." His hands, massive, clawed, dangerous, reached across the space between them. He hesitated, then gently, so gently touched her cheek. "I've been alone for so long, I'd forgotten what it feels like to connect." But love, real love, ain't never simple, sugar. The parish folk hadn't forgot about Belle or her daddy. Led by Gaston, the town's golden boy with a smile that didn't reach his eyes, they came with torches and shotguns and switches and all of that stuff, determined to rescue Belle and destroy the monster who'd taken her. Belle stood on the balcony, watching them approach through the swamp, their lights like angry fireflies in the darkness. Behind her, the beast prepared for a fight he didn't want. "You should go," he told her, his voice rough with emotion. "This was always gonna end in blood." Belle turned to him, her heart aching with the truth she'd only just realized. "I'm not leaving you." "Why?" he demanded, anger and hope battling in his eyes. Look at me, Belle. I'm a monster. No, she interrupted, stepping closer. You were a monster when you were beautiful on the outside but ugly within. What happened to you was a reckoning, not a curse. And now you're becoming the man you were always meant to be. The confrontation that followed was inevitable as summer storms in July. Gaston, consumed by jealousy and the need to possess what he couldn't understand, forced his way into the mansion. The fight between him and the beast shook the very foundations of the old house. Two alpha males locked in a battle as old as time itself. When Gaston plunged his hunting knife into the beast's side, Belle's scream tore through the night. She caught the beast as he fell, his blood staining her dress crimson. "Stay with me," she begged, pressing her hands against the wound. "Don't you dare leave me now." The beast's eyes focused on her, wonder replacing the pain. You love me? Even like this?" "Especially like this," Belle said fiercely. "Broken recognizes broken. We heal each other." Now, darling, I want you to imagine what happens when love, true, accepting, eyes wide open love, meets ancient magic. The air around them began to shimmer, like heat rising off summer asphalt. The beast's body convulsed, his back arching as something within him shifted, bones cracking and realigning. Belle held on, refusing to let go even as his form changed beneath her hands. When it was over, a man lay in her arms, hard still but human. His eyes, though, remained the same, the windows to a soul she'd come to know and love. "The curse," he whispered. "Not broken," Belle corrected gently. "Transformed, just like you, just like me." They rebuilt the mansion together, turning it from a monument of past sins into a sanctuary for those seeking redemption. The library, their library, became famous throughout the South, a place where stories live and breathe and healed. And on nights like this, when the air is heavy with possibility, they sit on their porch swing, listening to the symphony of the swamp and reading to each other by lamplight. Two souls who found salvation in each other's broken places. You see, sugar, the fairy tales got it wrong. It ain't about waiting for someone perfect to rescue you from your ordinary life. It's about finding someone whose broken edges fit with yours, creating something stronger in the joining. The real magic, the kind that transforms us, come when we're brave enough to see beyond appearances, beyond first impressions, beyond the masks that we all wear. When we recognize the greatest beauty often lies in what others consider monstrous. Now close those eyes, darling. Let my voice be the last thing you hear tonight as you drift off to dreams of your own transformation. Because we all got a beast inside of us, waiting for someone brave enough to love it into submission. Sleep now. I'm gonna be right here, watching over you until the morning comes. Thank you so much for listening.